I'm going to stand way up here because they've got the cameras over here. My name is Portia. I'm not actually up here to complain. We all know what we don't want. Kids, I am so proud of you for being here. Most of the kids know me because I substitute teach in school. And sometimes they don't like me because I try to get them to do their work. They think a sub day is a play day, but it's not. I have their best interests right here in my heart. There's not a single one of those kids out there, and there's not a single one that's not in here that I don't care about. My son is in middle school, okay? He won't be at the club. I can guarantee that. You guys think that we weren't your age once? We were, okay? Some of our friends that we had when we were in high school got in trouble. And they're not around to stand up and try to help you understand the difference between right and wrong. That's what your parents are doing. That's what the friends of your parents are doing. That's what your community is doing, okay? My question is, what are we as a community going to do for those kids and the kids that aren't here, okay? The kids that don't have a church to go to, wouldn't feel comfortable walking into a church. How about the kids that do go to the club? And I can guarantee you that someone like Mr. Juba is going to befriend them because they're a loner. They're sticking out. They don't fit in anywhere. And he's going to wrap his arm around them. And it may take 6 months. It might take a year. But he's going to do it. And he's not going to do any of the dirty work. When one of the boys comes down that doesn't fit the mold that Mr. Juba thinks is so perfect, he's going to say to that kid, you know, that guy is a problem. That girl is a problem. Mr. Juba may not have anything in his criminal background. So even if we would require criminal background checks, doesn't mean anything's going to show up that prevents him from running a business. Okay? Doesn't mean it. Mr. McGee, please check to see what the statutes of Missouri say. If I volunteer at school, if I work at a daycare, I have to have certification that I'm not a pedophile. I'm not a child abuser. Okay? It doesn't say I can't have committed a felony. Okay? But I can't have committed a crime against a child. Big difference, okay? So it doesn't mean everything we like for it to mean. Okay? This is a scary thing, okay? I would like to see a task force formed, not only just to reform all those ordinances in the city. I want to see something happen for our kids. I only have one, but I can tell you I care about a whole lot more. Okay? I may not be able to call your names, but I care. And I know you guys do too. Okay? And that's what we need to be focusing on. Moving forward with the positive. Enough negative. I'm done. We don't want it. It's not for Odessa. Let's move forward. Okay? That's all I got. Thank you.
My name is Sarah Mills, and I've been here for 18 years. I was raised here. I recently became a mother, so this subject kind of comes close to me. Even though she's really young, I know how much I would not want her to go to something like this. I am a Christian woman, but I have done things in my past that I do regret. I still do things today I regret, but I do know that they're wrong. And I recognize what is wrong, and this is wrong. They don't need to be introduced to a nightclub this young. Because even though there's not drinking, there's not smoking there, it's still going to be an environment that is exactly like a nightclub, minus the alcohol. So once they're 21, they're going to like that kind of environment, and they're going to go seeking for it because they're going to like that they're going to be able to drink in a place like that. So that's pretty much all I got to say. We do not need something like this in Odessa.
Okay, my name is Jamie Grumman. I just moved here. I'm not a mom. I didn't go to Odessa. But what we need for, our youth and our community isn't a nightclub, but something they can go to and they can, be together outside of school. It doesn't have to be a club, and, I respect her for the fact that she did say that students need something to go to. In high school, we had nothing to do but sit in a parking lot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but hanging out and sitting in the back of trucks, yeah, that was fun. But there's nothing to do. You want your kids off the street? Give them something to do. Odessa can get a bowling alley. Good things for us to do. A movie theater. You want something good for our community? Come together. Start, a fundraiser. We can start it at the high school. I don't go to Odessa. I never did. But I would help. I live here now. I like the community. I love living here. So whatever I can do, I'll go to the high school. I'll start it myself. But we need something fun and good for the kids. I can't talk. I'm only 21. But we can do something for us.
My name is Robert Martin, and there's something here that I don't think has been spoken of, that we don't know what this is going to come to or how much it's going to cost. And I think everybody needs to take into consideration the fact that if this city has to put a fight up to solve this problem, that we should all be prepared to do something in regards to the finances. If this city can't handle the finances, if it goes that far, to fight the good fight. And we should all keep that in mind in regards to this as a start. I don't know. That's all I can say.
I just have questions. We were going to talk to the owner of the mall. Whatever happened with that? What was his perspective? What is he thinking about? But I got another question. I woke up and I thought, you know what? If I was Charles Juba, I'm thinking now's the time to cut my losses and pack my bags, because obviously nobody wants me here. It's been, statistics prove that under 21 nightclubs really are not a profitable endeavor. They don't really make a lot of money. Wondering how much is the construction cost, how much is the building permits, how much is his insurance, how much is he going to charge at the door? I'm thinking, you have $20 to go drink juice? I don't know. So, you got to pay to get in. You got to buy the juice or the Coke or whatever it is. That's what you do after you're driving on the back roads, throwing the beer cans out onto the gravel. But, and I'm also thinking, too, that it doesn't even necessarily have to be kids that are being indoctrinated in things we don't want them to be indoctrinated in. It could be just the good kids, too. But how many times have you seen something where, he looked at my girlfriend the wrong way, and then there's a fight? So that could be regardless of what kind of flag is flying out the door of the club. So those are my questions. The owner, and why would you want to do this with all this animosity? I don't get that.
They haven't answered the question she asked, and for can we get an answer to that? About the mall. What did Randy say?